Okay, now I did the regular film franchise, but there is already technically a fourth film, or fourth Resident Evil film. Only this one is part of the actual game series. Of course, I'm talking about Resident Evil Degeneration. Degeneration is actually probably how video game movies really should go. It was heavily involved in by the normal producers of the games, and I believe the writers of the games too. It was done with complete CGI. Basically, me and my friends who watched this basically call it the world's longest cutscene. Well, I don't know. Metal Gear might still beat that. uh, Not a whole lot to say. This one feels very much like how Resident Evil movies should go. They brought back the original voice actors for both Claire and Leon. If you're a fan of the franchise, you'll love the cheesy. Let's face it, Resident Evil, despite all the seriousness a lot of fans give it, is cheesy and full of plot holes. That's why we love it, really. Uh, what else do I? It's nice that we kind of see the interval period between, uh, really Veronica and uh, Resident Evil 4. With Leon, we get to see that he wasn't. We kind of get more of established that he is the president's agent more, that he is the secret agent. I still would like to see a little bit more of him really transitioning into that role a little bit more. I mean, we kind of saw that in the latest Chronicles game for the Wii, but still, I would have liked it if he was a little bit new in this. Claire, it's nice to see what Claire did after the whole Resident Evil fiasco. That she basically becomes like some sort of advocate, and also get a more of a sense of what the world is going through now that kind of zombies and the T virus are known. And we actually get to see the military acting completely competently. Like, basically, in this, unfortunately for all us zombie-loving fans that are just waiting around for the apocalypse to happen, you do basically see what would happen in real life with this. Is basically one scene they have a squad of Marines. Once they're finally set up, just basically go in and kill all the zombies, no problem. They get little injections, but to kind of be vaccinated. The ending scene is a little bit too long. That end fight goes on forever. You're really you're kind of almost drained by the time that's done. It's like, finally, Jesus Christ. And for tying in for the entire series, though, I do like it. It definitely has. You're seeing consequences of the previous games, not only in kind of this virus being out. You're kind of wondering, actually, now that people are trying to get this virus and research the T virus, what the hell the the Umbrella Corporation was thinking how it's going to turn a profit, because basically the only people that want to get their hands on this are third world countries and terrorists, which really can't offer a lot of money. They can give you a lot of money as an individual, like sweet $100 million, but you kind of got the sense that the Umbrella Corporation invested billions in research, and even if they sold to every terrorist corporation, third world nation that wanted this, they weren't going to make back nearly. They'd be lucky to get $1 billion. Is a long. Like I said, it's hard to judge this as a film because it is really a long cutscene from the franchise, the game franchise, which is what it's supposed to be. It is fun to kind of make fun of, in that you find every point where you basically go, and the game begins. That's me and my friends had a little drinking game related to that, where at every scene that it should normally start like the actual gameplay. It was fun. If you're a fan of the franchise, you probably already picked this up. It's not that much, and it's interesting. If you're willing to spend $60 to play a game of the series, you'll probably be fine with watching this. It's a good prep one, and it does sort of make up for those fans that are pissed off at the film franchise for not being a real Resident Evil movie, and giving those fans, and even fans of the franchise who would like a real Resident Evil film, like myself, it gives us an actual film that we can say is a real Resident Evil film. And I love the CGI work. I've heard that they are going to be making a sequel to this. I haven't really looked into it that much. I'm not sure how well it sold, if they made enough money. I mean, I really only... It's hard to find DVD sales for countries outside of the U.S., so it's really hard to tell if this was like a big hit in Japan, and therefore they're going to go ahead and make more of these, or what. I hope they do, and I hope they do this with other franchises. I'm hoping Capcom decides to do this with, like, I don't know, Devil May Cry, maybe Street Fighter. I'd love to see them do a CGI Street Fighter like this, because let's face it, the films have not been that good. I mean, but at least Capcom is trying. At least Capcom can actually get game movies made, which we have to give the Resident Evil franchise credit for. It is the most successful game to films adaptation as a franchise. No other game to film has been able to get 3 movies, let alone 4. Tomb Raider died at the second film's release. Prince of Persia may come back, just because, from what I heard, it did a lot better overseas than it did here in the States. And if that's the case, they will probably make a sequel, because it did okay here. So, hopefully we will see. It does give hope. It does show, and I've said this before, so I really won't go into it that much. It does show that that you can, from a producer's standpoint, you can turn a game into a franchise and make it a profitable venture. And hopefully we'll see more stuff like this. Like I said, we're waiting. Paul W.S. Anderson is now taking control of the franchise again, directing Afterlife. We'll see how it goes. And if you're wondering why I'm now talking about this stuff, if you haven't watched my previous 3 videos on the regular film franchise, go watch them. That's it for now. Signing off.